We are live, Anna.
Hi everyone. Hi Vlada. First of all, I would like to start this stream with special news. News for our audience and for
Trending,
the world.
trending.
Trending news for the world. Today is a special day because we celebrate Vlada today. It's Vlada's birthday, you guys. Happy birthday, Vlada. We're
Thank
so
you so
happy.
much.
We're so happy you were born 20 years ago. Now we can learn from you. This is amazing. Happy birthday. And have a wonderful new year ahead. I love birthdays because this is just technically the beginning of something new and you can wish for anything to happen. So have an amazing new year ahead. And of course, have a blast today. What do you have planned for today? Are you celebrating? Are you partying hard?
Oh, I have my great friends coming over, including yours, Anna, here. And I'm very excited to celebrate together. And Anna's birthday, actually, for you guys who want to get in early on the news and have an exclusive on this.
This is crazy.
Anna's birthday is right around the corner. So
Yeah, it's
you
coming
guys
next
can
week.
get ready.
Technically, that's how we created Chun this, right? We wanted to create it together with someone with birthdays close enough so we can celebrate at the same time almost.
Exactly. That we can celebrate together and align our schedules and everything.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's a celebration time. End of May is always a celebration time. And speaking of celebration time, last week, Vlada, we were talking about the challenge that you launched for
Yes.
founders and the course, your upcoming course for founders. I want to know, how is it going? I mean, you are halfway through as far as I remember, right? So
Uh,
tell our audience about the founders tech founder challenge. How is it coming along?
yes. Well, first of all, I so much enjoyed the challenge. I enjoyed the questions, the engagement. And what's been really fun is that folks are completing assignments, they are sending them, and it's really building, each day builds on each other. And so we go through a preview of killer products was day one. So folks actually got to leverage AI to test some of the hypotheses, document the customer value proposition. Day two was focused on growth hacking and early growth, and something we will address today. Again, leveraging AI. Day three, today, this morning, my birthday session was.
Well, you're a working birthday girl. What can I say?
I know, gosh. We talked about following the money, and
Following the
really
money, following the
following
money.
the money. Yes,
What
at the end of the
Give us
day,
some takeaways from this, since I don't know.
yes. Well, you don't have a
I'm gonna watch
business.
the recording. I'm gonna watch the recording, by the way. So, can you share the recording with the other people if they want to?
Yes, I think if you guys want to see the recordings from these days, it's not public, but if you really ask in DMs, I will share.
Yeah,
And
DM Vlada, wish her a very happy birthday, and ask. Well,
and ask for a birthday gift
and I ask for a birthday gift. Well, yeah. Well, at least you share your wishes, and then as a thank you, Vlada can share her can
the
share the
recording.
recording
But
too.
it was really practical, and we talked about sort of the what to do, what not to do. And the main takeaway is if someone doesn't pay, you don't have a business. And I think a lot of founders, especially tech ones, are afraid to ask, or just someone I actually was talking to, he was like, well, maybe they pay $100. I was like, why $100? How much value are you creating? Well, we are creating at least, I don't know, thousands of dollars. I was like, okay, so why
Why
do you
100?
want to charge $100
So
for that?
why did he not wanted to charge, or why did he wanted to charge
Afraid
less?
of rejection. I think one, afraid of hearing no. I think two is, I think there's always something that can be better about a product, and I think folks can't separate the value it creates from number of bugs they need to fix for it to be even better. And so the question is, in the shape or form that it is today, what kind of value is creating for your customers, and how much do you actually how much it costs you to provide that service? And so the pricing range should be somewhere in the middle. And then there are, of course, a lot of other considerations go into it. But in a lot of ways, if you're underpricing, that's another takeaway, is you are diminishing your perceived value. Right. So let's say if you're, especially in enterprise sales, right, you have a cybersecurity startup and you annual contract is $1,000, you're like, I'm not going to trust you with my data for $1,000, right? You would think this is a flaky startup that's going to be dead tomorrow. So,
Yeah.
why, or sell their data even worse, or whatever else they do.
But Vlada, just getting back to what you said about why founders or companies, they don't want to charge too much or they charge too little, and you said that this is a fear of rejection, the fear to hear no. And again, getting back to power skills, the topic that's of my interest, that's technically, I always say that when you run a company, when you build a company, a startup in particular, right? We're not talking about enterprise. I mean, we're not talking about companies that are already established. Technically, your persona as a founder is everything to this business, right? And your fears, they are the fears of your startup, of your team. So if you have that fear of rejection, if you have that fear of hearing no to your offers, to your product, proposals and things like that, that's going to be in the way. So once again, I think for every founder, especially those who are just starting their journey, it's really important to focus on themselves and to develop, to grow themselves as professionals, and not only professionals, but as human beings, because there is so much more outside of the business development, right? Outside of your professional development, there is also your personal development that is even, I would say that it's equally important as your business development.
I would say it's more important. I would actually say it's more important. And I remember when I started as a first time entrepreneur, and I got my hands on this amazing mentorship program. And the first module was about founder mindset. I was like, what kind of fluff is this? Did I sign up?
I could see you be like raising your eyebrows. You're like,
I was like, what? I just paid for this course?
I came here for P&Ls. I came here for this and that and that.
Yeah, what's the technical stuff? Like, what do I need to do?
Like, what's the core? Why do I need this? This is like all bullshit. Like, this is all like personal development.
And that's, that was so true in my own journey, that it is all in our head. It is all about living in the, no matter what's happening, what fires or are happening on the background, showing up for your team, showing up for your customers, showing up for your investors in this distorted reality of how everything is amazing, and already living in that, right? Even though there might be fires going in the background, right? And it's just what it takes to be a leader. And it certainly takes certain tricks, getting the blueprint of what works for others and then experimenting what works for you, because it's all about being stable and being that source of confidence and energy that everyone can plug into to grow together.
Yeah, energy is everything. It's like as soon as you lose the energy, you're in danger of losing your business,
right?
Because people, this is what happens. No one wants to work with you. Your team doesn't want to work with you. All of a sudden, they might lose respect. They might lose trust in you. Your customers are not attracted because, sales are done when there is energy. We all know that. Speaking of sales, Vlada, I know that your course, technically the core aspect, I know you actually included a lot in the course. I was privileged to be part of this, the content creation, but I know that the core part is the most important part, how to get customers, right? How to get customers, how to get your first paying customers, like how to get the customers pay you what you want. Do you want to share with our audience here on Chew on This? Because I think the topic is really important and we can never learn enough on the topic. Do you want to share some takeaways that, again, you're going to be sharing in the course? Share some, tidbits of knowledge. I mean,
that was a smooth transition. Look at your interviewing skills, Anna.
I'm practicing my power skills of being a great interviewer. Thank you for the opportunity.
Well done. Well, here's what I say, right? The number one thing is folks in the early stage often think about all the possible things they could be doing to attract customers. SEO, SEM, social media, organic, posting. What about PR? What about business development? What about growth hacking for virality, right? And a long, long list of things. It's wild and it's overwhelming, and you are not doing yourself a service if that's the land you're in. All of these things might have a time and place, but if you are at a point in your journey when you are trying to get your first customers, none of that is needed. Right?
Wow.
None of that.
What do you need? Your personal connections, nepotism?
Well, the most important part is figuring out who, right? It's always the answer. Once you know who, then you can figure out how.
Okay, Vlada.
Right?
So you're telling me I have to actually study and do my homework with all the planning, designing, structuring, answering the questions about persona, creating the list of like characteristics for this persona. Do you actually want me to work? Are you telling me? Are you telling me my sales are not going to happen miraculously easy? Oh my
Well,
god.
that too, but there are a few shortcuts, right? There are a few shortcuts because there is one, the most important criteria for your early stage customers. Do you know what that criteria is, Anna? I'll answer you.
Criteria for my early stage customers, they to for them to buy or for me to sell?
Yeah, for them to buy.
Well, they want something for free first, and they want to have their
You'll have to come to my course, huh?
and they have to, I don't know, they want to get their problem solved, you know, whatever
Right.
their immediate need is. I mean, yes, I'm coming, Vlad. I don't know if you know that, but I am joining. Like I
Yeah?
said, I couldn't join your live streams, but
Oh,
I
you're
do.
watching?
I am
Amazing.
watching the recordings. Yeah, I'm watching the
Good.
recordings.
Good. So today's session was about offering, if you are offering something for free,
It's not gonna go anywhere.
you're not building a business
Yeah.
and what to do
But
instead.
how about freemium? How about freemiums?
No, freemium is not free. Freemium has you put in a credit card.
Oh yeah, there is a card.
And then there is something that's time bound, feature bound, usage bound, right? So it's not free.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
But
Not
so
just
the
now.
right
It's free for now, but not forever.
the answer I might propose instead is you are looking for easiest customers. Easiest. Who are easiest customers? People who trust you, people who are innovative and can move fast, and people who have the money to pay. Three things, right? These are not the biggest brands, the most attractive, valuable companies, the most desired on your top 10 dream list, something. Yes, that's amazing. Keep that list for a little later.
But
right
find
now,
someone who can pay.
yeah, find someone who can pay and who is easier to get, who is within your reach, right? And so how do you find these easiest customers? And so actually in yesterday's session, we talked about 6 strategies, and I'll just name them with a couple of sentences for each. But in the actual course, we go into all the templates and specifically how to scale it. Email side, outreach side is a critical component of getting there for one very important reason. Why you need scale? Because if you haven't heard of a 5 and 95 rule or 95-5 rule, I think it's John Miller, if I'm not mistaken, who coined that, right? Very small fraction, or as he proposes, 5% of your market are buying in a given year. So now, if you're a company that reached out to 100 people, well, it's very possible that none of them are in the 5% that are looking to buy at the moment. And so you can walk away saying, this doesn't work. But if you didn't reach enough critical mass, you just don't know, right? So you need enough data to make conclusions. So what is the first strategy for folks who trust you? Of course, it's leveraging your personal and professional networks, right? Not anything.
Brand. Here
personal brand. Yes, that too. But right, nothing surprising. But of course, anyone, think about folks you went to school with, your neighbors, your friends, your relatives, whomever you can find who by themselves or related to them can help you get referrals, can get engaged in the process, right? So this is a critical part of leveraging that. The second one is about online communities or building in public. A lot of folks are now building in public and they love it. It certainly takes guts and confidence to build in public, but it's a great tool to just build that community early on that you can turn to when you're ready to sell. Online communities were instrumental for our early growth at ClassTag. Teacher groups, Facebook groups, Reddit groups, what have you. Those are active people talking. Get there, participate in the conversation, and that's going to go a really long way because these are also not only potential customers, but they're also the more vocal kinds of people who are proactive on various social media. You have in-person events. At the end of the day, there's just too much noise right now in the digital world. And so when you actually build that person-to-person human connection, which is so much easier to do in in-person events, that goes a really long way, right? People just trust you much faster than they would from a computer screen. So That's the second one. So you can find local meetups, look at Eventbrite, look at another really cool hack is if you know where your customers are exhibiting, your kind of customers are exhibiting, go by an exhibitor path and go and around their booth and actually talk to them. Because many of them are bored and nobody's coming to them, and they'll be actually excited to talk to you. I've done some early deals that way, and it was great. They were happy to see me and not only give me some swag, but actually do some business. Other people's network, right? That's really key. Whether you have micro influencers or you really have some other folks that you can jump in with, like maybe your angel investors, your entrepreneurial programs you're part of, right? Sort of leveraging that as a community. And then the last two are particularly important in terms of targeting. So startups or other startups are a great first target because they move faster, it's easier to get to decision maker, and you particularly can target specific triggers such as fundraising, right? And of course, again, it's really, really hard to stand out because you're not the only one that's smart, knowing that if a startup raised, then it's a good time to reach out. But you can be really thoughtful in personalizing your messaging, and if it aligns to their priorities, that really can go a long way. And then the last one is really being disciplined about qualifying your early customers, because big companies can waste so much of your time, right? And let's say if you're dealing, not to name any particular ones that wasted a lot of mine, but if you're dealing with a large company, for them, they think in years, right? And you're thinking in days, right? So there is a huge disconnect
That's
already.
the difference between startup and the established company.
Yeah, exactly. So for them, they're like, yes, this is a priority. For them, a priority might mean that they do it in 2025. And for you, it's a priority that you're going to get it done in the next week, right? So that's why it's so important to pre-qualify them. And there are some indicators like, are they winning innovation awards? Are they in some sort of communities? Is there a particular, maybe new regulation in some geography they're in? Or, what is that catalyst that makes them move faster? And again, ensure that they're more likely to be in your 5% rather than 95, which require all this long funnel and all of this other set of strategies that you just don't have time for, resources for, or oftentimes capabilities for to build. So those are the 6 strategies I've got for you. And in the actual course, we talk about how to really scale your outreach. So you hit enough volume to make conclusions, you track your metrics, right? That's another issue that many founders say nothing is working, but then they don't not tracking anything.
So I have a quick question before we wrap up, because the time kind of flew
by.
And
time flies.
I have an in-person meeting after this, so I have to run kind of.
Good.
So Vlada, in your journey with ClassTech, right? So you used either all of these strategies that you just talked about or some of them, but like your first 10 customers, right? How did you get them? How did ClassTech get them? What kind of strategies helped you as a ClassTech founder to get these first paying customers?
Yeah, well, I would say as an immigrant founder, right, my network in US was pretty slim. And so, but it turns out that you can kind of more or less quickly expand it based on affinity groups. And because I started solving problem for parents and teachers as a parent, the most natural place to go were parenting groups. And so I had a few mommy groups that I was a part of just on a personal side, because I wanted my daughter to have a great community of other little ones to hang out with and other moms to to talk about all sorts of mommy issues. And they were
not daddy issues, right?
not daddy. And so they actually were a great first entry point for me because of the introductions they made to other parents, to their schools, to their teachers. And so effectively I got the first 100 schools in New York by hand through the mommy groups.
Okay. So you use your immediate circle, and that's how you nailed that. And then when did you engage into paid advertisement?
Probably about a year into it. Yeah. And I think in hindsight, I think I've done probably too early. Because I think folks, and that again, this is a whole separate conversation, but you want to iterate on your go-to-market pretty much as soon as you start iterating on your product, so that by the time you're ready to scale, you can scale the go-to-market, right? Because one doesn't exist without the other, right? It's not like you build it and people come, right? And the famous quote, it just everyone knows it doesn't work, right? So you need that experimentation machine to run But what happens when you raise rounds? There is certain investor expectations, and is inexperienced first time founders, a lot of folks fall into the trap of trying to meet those expectations, even if it's actually not the right thing to do for your business at that time, right? If you feel that the metrics are not there. That's why actually in the course, the first module is the foundation of product market fit. So not only qualitatively, but quantitatively, are you ready or are you not ready, right? And then you can gradually increase that, rather than getting a lot of people spending millions of dollars and putting people into a leaky bucket. It's not gonna help.
I love it. I love it. I remember you shared, I think personally with me, a story where you had a conversation with founder and they really wanted to enter the US market. And then after a mentoring session with you, you had a vision. I mean, you realized that they were not ready. And
Right.
if they wanted to go now,
I fired my customer. Yeah.
you find that customer. No, I mean, it's not about, well, I don't know what happened to your customer, but it's about, being honest and
Being ready.
realistic
Yeah,
about what's happening.
absolutely.
Because like, I mean, if you're not ready, then you're gonna even lose more. So you can lose your business and your company. So one last question, and let's wrap it up. How can people join your course? When does it start? Give you a promo. Okay, this is a permission to give a promo.
Yeah. So 3 months program, 90 days, launching next Tuesday, May 28th. We have a great small cohort with personalized attention, weekly coaching calls, as well as a module each week. So the calls are on Thursdays, the module is on Tuesdays. And that's a great opportunity to really go from building killer product to going to early growth and dialing all these strategies, getting those first customers that are so critical. And then the third big outcome is, of course, continuing to double and triple that income from the customers, incoming customers, and getting your business model pricing, getting people to pay. And so by the time you're done with the program in 90 days, you really not only build a solution, but you build a business that people are paying for.
I'm excited. Please, Vlada, share the link to join the course.
Sure, I'll
in
put
the
a
comments
comment.
on this on this stream, in case someone missed it. And I'm excited about the course.
You,
and I'm
Anna.
excited what's coming our way. Happy birthday one more time. Let's have fun and a blast today. And let's have another blast next week.
I know, keep blasting.
Keep blasting. Thanks everyone for joining in.
Thank
Have
you.
a great day. Bye.
Bye.